seats. The two teams have done exactly that, and they are in to draft number 3, the deciding draft of this particular series, and we'll kick off with the 4 bands.
I think Liquid has identified that the Knicks from Game 1, from what we've talked about, is basically the one that catches Team Liquid when they're trying to be greedy. So they want to get that out of there.
Okay. So Newbee go back to that LC.
Yeah. That's, I think after the last game, like we started to maybe doubt the hero, but Newbee will stick by it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good hero if you want to pressure them really early. Because LC is known as the offline is the best in the early game. He's very hard to zone, very strong in these early fights, really fast, has a heal and save, so.
Liquid didn't seem too worried about it from mid-game onwards though, did they?
No, they really didn't. They made playing against LC look really easy.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how many dual pickups we saw after that fight turnaround in the tier 2, the Dire tier 2. After that, I'm not too sure if I saw any duels outside team fights.
There were a couple of 1v1s where it just didn't look like winning them at all.
Yeah.
I think Doom was a big part of that. He's not really a good dual track to begin with, but he's always in the front, solo cresting teammates, and just incredibly tanky, going for this HP talent over the gold one.
He also didn't want to duel when Dazzle was out in the field.
Yep.
Didn't make him less effective.
They could never find him.
Liquid go back for the Tusk. Again, not a great early game. There was a few mistakes in there early, but it didn't matter in the end.
I think Liquid's considering picking the Dazzle. I think they felt like the hero had very high impact. There's
why would they change?
Because drafting your 2 supports like that
is
a little risky.
Ooh, I like it. They knew it was going to get banned second phase. The first 2 games it got banned second phase.
Yeah,
I think they know it's pretty good. In my opinion, it's really good versus Legion. You get the invisibles for scouting, you get the Howl as a save, and dueling a Lycan is pretty scary. Plus, if you give him dual damage, he hits really hard.
It's really that small best of 3 drafting metagame where you see hero banned twice in a row in 2 games. You know it's going to be banned a 3rd game in a row, so you've got to pick it now if you want it. Even though you mentioned the Dazzle, really impactful. The Doom, they played it twice in a row, but they decide Lycan is more important than those 2.
Yeah, I love it. There's also something to be said for just not drafting a strat that you won with against a team twice in a row.
Yeah.
I think you have to assume that your opponents are learning from you as the game went on. If you draft the same strat against it, they're going to play against it, but better. At
the same time, could they draft SF? Well, it was banned out second phase. It's tower pusher, and they're probably not going to get in the second phase if they don't pick it now.
I think SF's a good hero for Newbee, but I think he's a bit weak versus Lycan and Tuskar.
This has actually been a great hero for Newbee. They've had 70–80% win rate on Sven. They picked it in 6 or 7 games in the last month. It's one of their kind of niche picks that they're playing a lot more than anyone else right now.
Sven's also traditionally a Lycan counter.
Yep.
I think he was the highest on the pub win rate stats versus Lycan for a long time. I think it might be a bit different because Lycans aren't going Necrobooks anymore. What happened before is you'd AoE stun everything, you have BKB, and you just cleave the Necrobooks and everything would die. The Warcry is obviously good against Lycan's physical damage.
I mean, in that sense, it's still a very good counter because the new Lycan is more this right-click, armlet, Mask of Madness. Well, Sven, Warcry your whole team, bonus armor, you fight that.
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot that they first phase banned the Spectre.
Yep.
Yeah, that hero's been looking pretty scary.
And they did play it in the first 2 games.
I think it's also just because in the first 2 games, it wasn't just a Spectre. Well, I mean, it was just a Spectre, but it's like how Team Liquid used the Spectre, right? Like every time it had Haunt, you would see in the first game, NC would get these perfect Dooms. And in the second game, they would always use it to find the right target, and they just play so well around the hero.
You favor that when you play? I mean, they played against the Spectre twice. They kind of know what it gives. They can come up with a counter. They can come up with an opposite way of playing. Or they can ban it out and get rid of it because they can't think of a way to beat it. And then ultimately, they let something else like the Lycan through, which they haven't yet played against, which could end up losing them the game.
It's been really strong this tournament.
Yeah.
63% win rate.
I mean, if you can't think of a way to deal with the Spectre and you know they're going to pick it, you better pick it or you better ban it. Because you know it's pretty much a higher percentage to lose. It's a known quantity already, right?
Yeah.
And it's not in your favor.
I just wonder whether, because it's a known quantity, you'd rather play against something you know than something you don't know.
You want to play against something you know if you know how to counter it as well. Like, whenever a hero's super imba, everyone would actually want to play against this first pick hero. But the reason it was banned is because no one could figure it out. And perhaps they feel like Spectre is this way right now.
Do you think they needed to first phase this Sven?
Yeah, I'm sort of curious about that too. It shows 2 cores, which generally locks in your lineup a bit more. One thing about showing 2 cores, though, is if you do pick your supports a bit later, you tend to have a better early game. Supports control the tempo. They can oftentimes determine like how lane matchups go more than the cores themselves. So maybe their plan is that they recognize that Liquid picked these two greedy drafts, and they will punish it with really strong supports draft-wise. Also, I mean, Sven has some counters, but he's always going to have some impact. Like Warcry, he's always going to jump a target. He's going to get his farm from Ancients. I don't know.
You're a Sven player.
I used to be. They ruined him. I think they ruined him. I like Sven because I can hit 6 stacks of Ancients in 8 minutes.
Yep.
So.
And die.
And die.
We talked about the Wyvern
That was
earlier
hard,
on.
man.
That was a bit harsh. We talked about the Wyvern earlier on. There's a potential that might come out.
Very
in
good
these
Sven
games.
counter, very good Legion counter.
Yeah, direct counter to 2 heroes you see right in front of you. So
The one thing I will say is that Liquid's tri-lane looks a bit on the weak side.
yeah. Would you rather have seen Dazzle than the Wyvern there? I mean, Dazzle is a very similar role to Wyvern. Both give obviously resistance to physical damage, but one's a bit better in the lane.
I'm not sure. Maybe they just didn't want to run Tusk or Dazzle again together. I personally would have really liked the Dazzle. I think he has really good synergy with Lycan. The one thing that can be said for Winter Wyvern, he's really good against Newbee's heroes, but I don't feel like he's particularly strong with Tuskar and Lycan.
I think he's way better at kiting the Sven, though.
That is true.
I think it'll just make Sven's life a lot more miserable. Dazzle's like, if you don't get the weave, like Sven's burst is very, very quick, right? If you don't actually get the weave down, you're screwed. And it's a lot of AoE damage. I think with the Wyvern, you can just ult Sven, BKB or not, you're still going to be
That's actually a really good
effective.
point. When I play Sven, like, #1 thing for any Sven player, something through BKB. Don't want to play versus it.
Yep.
It's awful.
Well, there's the protection for the Sven. He jumps in with a BKB, God Strength. He's no longer getting cursed if Wyvern's silenced.
That's a really strong pick. When you have these single target jumpers like Legion and Sven that you need their single target jumps to work, you either have to have something like a Warlock to follow up on them, or you need something like a Silencer, which just ensures that it's going to work.
Time for Battle Fury Sven.
Furion.
Huh.
Yeah, do you think he'll get a Battle Fury? Will he
Not
get
anymore.
RTZ'd?
If it goes 70 minutes, maybe? Probably not.
That is miserable, though.
It is.
Oh my
it's
god.
6 seconds, and just no one will force staff you. You're playing a pub, and just no one has a force staff. But I think the pick's all right. Sven's one of the better carries with Furion in the lane just because he has very high armor, and he can deal with the treants decently well. But I think Liquid's lineup looks pretty ratty already. They already look like they're planning to dodge. They have some very good outspam and bolter supports, and they have 2 heroes that can hit these buildings and sort of, unlike game 1, they have heroes that will, like, if Newbee take too long to push, they'll get their own towers.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a better game, I feel, for Ember, though, because you need a hero to deal with that split push, and there's so little catch on Liquid's side. I mean, theoretically, an Orchid build-up for Nature's Prophet could happen, but they do not have good heroes to shut down an Ember right now.
How do they force fights, though? They can't hit towers,
Yeah,
really.
I feel a bit concerned it's a bit more of the same thing in game 2. They have no one who really wants to go hit the tower. Sven can hit towers, but he really wants to stay in the back line and wait for a good jump.
They need a way to pick Liquid off so they can't split push.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they'll pick something like even a Rasta. Can make sure you can break the high ground.
That sounds nice. Oh, do you think they'll go for a Rasta or for someone that can kill the NP when he's off doing his own thing, find the Lycan in the jungle?
Rasta's pretty good at that. You hit level 20, you get your 8-second shackle.
Level 20? Hello?
All right, you hit your level 9, you get your 5-second shackle. It's good enough. But also, I think the most important part is I'm not too sure if Newbee will want to play the support duo. Sansa Rasta isn't. That's not really what I envisioned from Newbee. I envision Kaka more of these like roamy heroes, the Sand King, these Earth Spirits.
Bounty Hunter,
yeah, the Bounty
Riki,
Hunters.
perhaps. Bounty Hunter I would like.
Bounty Hunter could be interesting. Just makes every pickoff you. Okay, so the Earth Spirit. That's a Kaka hero. It's very good at it.
Even more silence for Winter Wyvern. And Tusk, too. I think silence is a lot of value here.
I'm really concerned about Newbee's lack of building damage, though. I think they have to snowball this game really hard to win.
Invoker's still looking pretty good. Oh, wait, no, it's banned. Okay, TA
TA
banned.
as well, so.
Tinker, don't like so much.
SF still open.
I think Tinker could be interesting. You can TP onto Wolves. They have Sanser, which is really annoying in teamfights, and Ember to find you, but if Liquid was confident picking into game 1 because they knew something about the hero we didn't.
That's true. And they have the Winter Wyvern to save him, too.
Yeah.
They actually don't have that many ways to kill him through that. Who wins that lane? Ember versus Tinker.
Tinker.
I guess Tinker wins most.
Yeah.
Is it that bad though?
It's awful. Unless Ember can consistently kill Tinker, which is pretty hard because of laser, I think. I think Ember's a really bad laner personally. He's like 1 armor and pretty mediocre everything in lane except kill threat.
Dare I say the fact that we haven't had a Naga ban?
Oh, nah. They've
It's
already
not
got
really
so
that
much
kind of
push
game.
though.
Yeah, it's not really a Naga game.
With
is it?
Lycan Nature's Prophet, that sounds odd.
Death
Oh.
Prophet.
What?
Okay.
Huh.
Well, that was something Ben spoke about in game 1.
Yeah, I thought Newbee might take it. Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might have been on the other side of it, but it is not. That is our draft. Our predictions are upon us. Gods, which way are you going?
Not much time to think about a Death Prophet pick. I feel Liquid are going to be coming off good high. They looked a lot more relaxed going into game 3, and draft-wise, it's looking pretty good with the early Lycan pick. I think it's here Newbee are going to struggle to deal with.
Okay, so you're going to go with Liquid?
Liquid it is.
All right. Ben?
I will also go with Liquid. I think teams that are attempting to emulate Secret have been doing way better than they would have been using their own stuff.
Okay, we're definitely calling this the secret meta at the moment, aren't we?
It's after the group stage performance, definitely.
Okay.
I'll take Liquid as well.
Wow.
To be honest, coming into the series, I wanted to choose Newbee as the winners for the series, but I don't know. Newbee's lineup just lacks that oomph. I think they need to end the game versus Liquid. I think the longer the game goes, the higher percentage it is for Liquid to take it.
Okay. A clean sweep here on the panel. All of them have gone for Team Liquid. Is that the way it's going to go as we head to our commentary team for game number 3 between Newbee and Team Liquid? Let's find out.
Thank you very much, Paul. Indeed, game 3 now between Team Liquid and Newbee. I'm already Pixel here with Sim. We've just had the drafts, and Cinderin. We're getting some Death Prophet play here on the main stage, and not any old Death Prophet, it's a Miracle DP.
This is a total change of pace from Liquid. I love seeing stuff like this where the first 2 games were pretty similar in style, and now they figure based on the opposing composition and maybe just to throw a curveball, they're changing it up quite a lot. This is way higher pace as a lineup. It is much more centered around taking down towers. They've got the Lycan, they've got the Death Prophet early, they've got the Nature's Prophet with the Treants. And then on the other side, Newbee are a bit more similar to what they've run so far. Excellent team fight, lots of stuns, lots of lockdown. However, I think the Sven pick might end up being better than it should have been in a sense.
Okay.
So they chose it. They chose it as a counter pick to Lycan specifically in the first phase.
Yeah.
And when you look at Liquid's lineup, it's really physically heavy. Death Prophet ultimate, Lycan himself. Nature's Prophet is a lot about physical damage later on into the game as well in general. So there are some itemization options here for Newbee, and activating the Sven I think is going to be absolutely crucial for them. But loving the picks this game. This is going to be great.
Yeah, there should hopefully be a real clash of this kind of culmination of the series. The series, it's been a very up and down affair. Game 1, Newbee strong from the start. Game 2 was where it started to take a bit of a turn. Newbee may have had that early game that was strong, but Liquid hit back hard as Miracle raised his game to his maximum potential on a TA performance that blew us away. And this game 3. Let's see how we're going to kick things off. Top lane, KP. Maybe if we could go for some sort of cheeky play, but hard to do so with Matuma having the backup of Kuro and GH in the lanes. And lane-wise, doesn't look to be anything too out of the ordinary. Everyone keeping their safe lanes to the safe lane and running those solo offlaners. Do you think either of these kind of side lanes, these off lanes, going to have a hard time against the safe lanes of the opponents?
Not that hard. I think this is a really good lane for Legion, and I think it's a really good lane for Nature's Prophet as well, especially if this Earth Spirit is going to focus on mid. He's going to immediately run into a Miracle here. Might seem skill the Spirit Siphon. Oh, he's holding his point for now. There he goes. Now he's killed it. But yeah, this laning stage I think is really important because top lane didn't really work out there for Kuro this time round. I think Liquid want to try to play this as fast as possible early on with a lot of pressure on towers, and then depending on their success, they might have to adapt a different strategy mid lane. Miracle's getting really low here, being pressured hard by Kaka and the CC.
And this is giving Triple C a lot of space to get this strong start in the mid lane. And yeah, not only really just how well each offlaner is going to do, but how much they're able to do in terms of hindering the safe lane farm of their opponents, as both Sven and Lycan, two heroes that it's not too hard to get a good few CS or two really in those safe lanes, as if they want to try and stop them, those off lanes, they're going to have to harass them out, and neither likely to do so with both teams having that support combo safe and sound. Mid lane, Kuroki will just come in and trade a few hits back with SCCC. Miracle almost certainly calling for a bit of backup after that earlier pressure that was being applied by the two members of Newbee to himself.
Miracle's actually winning this lane really hard right now because, yes, he may have needed to use the Sal. Oh, they even killed the courier there. Mind control will die. I think Earth Spirit was in range for experience there with the TP. But anyway, what ended up happening here in mid is that they tried to pressure this DP a lot with the Earth Spirit, but as a result, they shared experience on Ember and Earth. And now SCC's level 1 against the level 3 Death Prophet. This is really difficult right now.
And I'd imagine, even though, I mean, it did look like the Earth Spirit did get the experience, but yeah, that SCCC, he's going to go out and down. That's your first blood for Liquid. And at the end of the day, that courier snipe play will make a huge difference in the mid lane. The fact that you've then gone ahead and got the first blood for your middle, suddenly this game 3 beginning is a totally different start to that Liquid had earlier this series.
This is a big early game advantage, I would say. Massive. Just 2.5 minutes in, if you can have this kind of an advantage, it's already looking good for you, especially with a lineup like Liquid's that wants to just build this advantage up quickly and then look to push towers. And then based on their success, if it goes great, they'll keep pushing towers. If it gets harder in the mid game, they're also good at split pushing. The main problem with that is that there's an Ember on the opposing side, but if you play around it well, opportunities aplenty for Liquid in this game.
SCCC. Oh, unlucky shards from Kuro. As it will push SCCC out.
Might have been lucky at the end of the day. If they commit on that kill and Earth Spirit rolls in next to the tower and they've changed, they could have killed Kuro there on the tower, possibly. But didn't get baited to go for it because he didn't land the shards.
One thing that Newbee can certainly look to try and use against Liquid is the fact that this Earth Spirit's hitting some very quick levels. Level 3 at the 3rd minute. That is a lot of potential from Kaka.
Absolutely. But it's just hard to find kills in mid. First of all, I really like the DP into Ember in lane. Just having the Spirit Siphon, Ember has to run next to deal damage with Flame Guard, and then you can break the Flame Guard pretty easily. We're going to probably see that exact thing just now from Miracle.
Yeah, good kickback as well to buy some time. Is the heal going to be enough to keep him alive? He's got the backup of Kuroki. Looks to try and block them off with the shards. Won't slow down SCCC, but forces Kaka to back off. Miracle's now able to turn. GH is coming with the rotation. Mind Control joins the crew as well, and Liquid pick up a second kill in the mid lane. SCCC taken down 2 times. And yeah, it just really feels like Liquid have read kind of the situation in terms of what they were struggling with in Game 1 and Game 2. You know, these were both games early in the series where SCCC, he was getting the double kills, he was getting the first bloods in mid lane. This time round, Liquid are making sure the exact opposite of that happens.
I feel like from a drafting perspective, this DP is like a stroke of genius from Kuro, personally. And as far as the laning stage goes, I still have my concerns later on as far as their ability to take team fights into this massive stun lineup with a lot of damage and armor from Newbee. But just for the purpose of playing this mid lane, DP is amazing. It's hard to play against for Ember already. And Earth Spirit also doesn't want to roll into this Spirit Siphon. You saw that play. They committed almost everything, and they still didn't bring down Miracle and end up trading their Ember Spirit away for nothing.
You can see now, though, mid lane, Newbee very much wanting to find something in return. They throw 3 heroes down.
That's a bit too much.
And it gets the kill done. It was needed. If we saw them go for that again with just 2 Sin, it may have just gone south like the previous attempts.
Yep. I like this from Newbee, even though it's failed, they're taking advantage of Spirit Siphon's long cooldown. Nice kill by Liquid, by the way, here top. Again, combining a lot of heroes. We're going to see them push into the tower here.
They should be able to claim this as well. I don't think there's going to be any response from Newbee with 4 heroes beating into this top lane, Mind Control joining the forces. And it's, as you said from the draft, it's already seeming to be just a much faster paced game that Liquid want to play. And that could be one of Newbee's weaknesses.
Definitely could be. I mean, so far so good. Be a Sprout here from Mind Control, trying to secure the tower. Almost got the deny there.
Faith's in trouble there. Taking a blast, KP will purge the slow off. And that looks like it will be enough to save Silencer Kaka, TPing across from the shrine. See if they want to fight. Liquid fairly low on mana. It doesn't look like that's enough to allow Newbee to really get stuck in. As mid lane, Miracle continues to apply the pressure. Getting some damage done onto the tier 1. Very close to hitting the level 6.
Miracle's Crypt Swarm currently completely removes Flame Guard from SC.
We are rolling from Kaka on the mid lane. Looking for the kickback on Miracle. They do have the chain set up. Miracle, is the heal going to be enough? He has got presence of Kroki and Mike John turning up, and that will be enough for the time being. It's a deep, deep snowball, though, for Kroki as they dive the tower. They're looking for S-Triple-C. They will find him. Miracle getting choked down by the Ghost Trick, but the movement speed, it could be too fast. Roll for from Kaka. Miracle looking for the Jukes. It doesn't matter. U9 comes in with a second Ghost Trick smack and brings him down. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment. GH now turning up, but a great boulder smash from Kaka into the silence. Grabs 2, and Newbee will pick up the double for U9.
This is like so different from the previous 2 games. It's as if 2 different teams are playing almost. Especially Liquid really turning on the heat here. Great counterplay from Newbee, however, and they need to bring this Ember into the game. It's so important that these plays work out because SC is still, he has a lot of catching up to do. He's still very low level, full level and a half behind Miracle in this mid lane. And the guy who's quietly just building himself up is Matumba. Sven has been,
he's been
involved in fights. Matumba's just farming on this Lycan.
Top of the net worth at the moment. Matumba will be going for, of course, that Mask of Madness build. The question is kind of where he goes from then. Is he going to go the Mask of Madness armlet? As we mentioned earlier before the game, do you think he has to prioritize the defusal quite early to deal with the war cry, Sven? Or can he go for other items? Or is a BKB going to be a necessity very, very early this time?
I think Armlet is really difficult to use in this game. You're against Flame Guard, you're against Magnetize, you're against Curse, Arcane Curse from the Silencer. He might still get it just for the immediate burst of health when he goes in, and because it's so extremely valuable stat-wise for the Lycan. But the BKB, I think, is a really good call. It is going to be a necessity on their course. We might even see one on DP in this game at some point. Curious to see his build as well. There's multiple options here for Matumba.
Now mid lane will be pressured a little bit. U9 after coming in for that very successful fight. Using his presence to push down the tier 1. Has got strength back up and available again. Modification will be popped. Liquid wanting to fight. Matumba ready to lead in here with the ultimate form. Goes straight for U9. Holds it back with a Stormhammer. GH will hit the slow. Matumba man. It's a hard play for him to move up to the high ground for more. The war cry is out. That armor just a little too much really for Matumba to dive in and try and bring down heroes into the cover of at the moment.
Good play from Liquid though. They got the bottom tower and they defended their mid tower at the same time. Making very, very good use so far of the Nature's Prophet, in my opinion.
KP found himself a little bit of a free action here, potentially. He does have a duel, but in fact, the snowball enough to ward him to TP out, down towards the bottom lane, where they've actually caught out Mind Control. Quick TP from KP to get the bigger duel win, as he brings down the Furion and puts his halt to this tier 2 push down bottom.
Now, Legion is getting pretty big here. It's level 8, 8.5 minutes in as an offlaner, very high levels on KP. Farm is also looking pretty good for him. And that's something to keep in mind as well. The Blade Mill can be very, very dangerous for both Lycan and the Death Prophet. U9 farming a stack here. He's going to get probably a top of the net worth from this stack, or it's pretty close. It's just shy by 30.
Just about to creep out. Those 2 creeps should do it. At least put him on the same level as Matumba man, and pretty much neck and neck. Yeah, now the slightest of leads, but incredibly close between these 2 position 1s.
Both playing Mask of Madness. Want to point out how good Liquid's warding is right now. The ward between the 2 towers mid and the ward aggressively up top lane has given them a lot of information. It's always great when you're playing with Nature's Prophet if you have deep wards, because if you can predict the enemy's movement, you can be very well prepared to just outnumber them in every turn. And of course, this type of vision makes it very easy to hit the Wrath of Nature as well when it is off cooldown soon for Matumba man. Well, not Matumba man, Mind Control.
Mind Control.
Mind Control.
I don't blame you there. Matumba man, of course, a very formidable
as well. Oh, Kuro is in no man's land this time around.
Very deep round. And KP, does he have the duel up? He does. That'll be an extra bit of bonus damage. Very, very nice for the Legion Commander. Plus 20 already at 10 minutes in. He'll certainly take that. Liquid potentially going to look to try and strike back and catch Newbee off guard. They're smoked up from the high ground. S-Triple-C would be a lovely catch, but he himself, of course, very hard to get unless they land a silence from Miracle, really. Again, is it one of these games with a bit of a lack of lockdown? And as you said, with no skill point, not much at all they can do to trap him. At the least, they'll force down their mid lane, tier 1 being pressurized.
Still done a great job. SC is still very far behind. He's currently 6th on the net worth as a position 2. And by quite a large margin as well.
U9 for the lead in, tries to get the AoE stun off the creep, potentially hoping for for Miracle.
Matumba, nice flank behind the support.
Oh yeah, straight in onto Faith on the silence, and Faith still manages to survive. Good boulder smash with Kaka, but the ult comes flying through for the Nature's Prophet. That's one down. Moving towards Kaka, gets the magnetize off. Liquid still looking to pursue forward. Newbee back at the cover of the tier 2. Turn around, a huge burst. And that will hold Liquid back.
How much damage was that overall?
It's definitely, I mean, we saw them, even though they picked the Legion first.
1.8k.
I mean, it's a strong spell. So.
All right.
And it's perfect against the kind of lineup that Liquid are running.
Yes, they are bound to group up quite a bit. DP needs to come in close to deal damage, so does Lycan. Nature's Prophet's Treants can help amplify it as well. But mission accomplished for Liquid. They got the mid tower, that's what they came for. And now I think the next thing Liquid are planning for here is going to be Roshan. They will be
for sure
able to kill it pretty quickly. They don't have any minus armor item just yet. I would imagine we will see one on either of the supports getting a medallion. And I'm loving this from Miracle, buying the Hood of Defiance this game.
Yeah, we just saw from that overwhelming odds exactly why you need that. One of the answers to one of the counters essentially that Newbee have to the way that Liquid are trying to play this game. And both cores are indeed going for that same build. The Mask of Madness into Armlet. As they both close in at similar rates. Matumba's slightly ahead. And we'll be there shortly. And I mean, with that on top of the Mask of Madness, definitely quick potential for Liquid to try and sneak a Roshan. They certainly also, with this sort of lineup, could try and smoke up and get a kill. They've already managed to get some good map control around the pit with those 2 tier 1s down in the middle of the top lane, limiting the angles that Newbee can approach the pit of. Well, KP won't quite be caught out. They start to move towards him up top. Liquid. Quick TP out to safety, and KP will be fine. Still, though, Miracle has got the Invis rune. Eyes on KP. We'll move up to the high ground.
Good tree end placement here from Mind Control. Spots out these 2 cores, so Liquid know what they're dealing with right now. They saw the TP from Sven. Interesting game, by the way, as far as the graphs are concerned. Liquid with a gold lead, but an experience deficit. And this is, of course, they've claimed 3 towers to the 0 of Newbee. But the experience advantage probably mainly coming the way of Sven clearing these stacks.
Miracle's patience here has bought them time to continue to maintain vision of KP, and now Liquid, they'll close in on the Legion Commander, and it'll be an easy kill for the side. As that's the Legion out, down for 30 seconds. With this time, they could look towards Roche.
They definitely could. It's a big kill as well. KP is worth a lot of experience. He's level 11.5. Highest level in the game, actually. Even above the Sven. Not anymore, I suppose. But, oh, they're going for Sven as well. This is a big kill if they get it.
And he's on his own. There is a shrine to TP to, but it looks like no TP's available at the moment on Newbee. He has the war cry to try and help him out, but Miracle there with the wraparound, jukes out the boulder smash attempt from Kaka. There'll be a Storm Bolt to try and hold them back, but it's not enough. Liquid to bring down U9. And the big kill that they would have hoped for, the most farmed member of Newbee, of course, at this moment in time. And with those 2 quick kills, they'll head into Roche. KP is back up. 20 seconds until the Sven is there. They could contest this.
This is dangerous for Liquid, I think. Newbee have a lot of AoE damage and nukes.
But the ghosts are out, though. Liquid are Predator shot. Good Winter's Curse from GH to hold them back. The 3-man silence follow-up from Kuroki comes across in the snowball. Straight onto Faith. They've already eliminated the 2 supports. That would have loved to look for initiation, but as you mentioned, just GH straight up with the Winter's Curse. And just the AoE silence making it impossible as Miracle lands it
nice
from the low ground. They can't even walk past them.
Great stuff from Liquid. This is amazing play coming out from them this game.
Very, very different Liquid to the start of this series.
And Newbee really wanted to take this fight because they have a fresh Veil on SC. He finally has his first item.
It's perfect.
Yeah, they have the good vision placed down. The heroes are moving in together. It is crucial that Faith gets caught in this curse. He doesn't manage to get global off. And the fight is already lost then. Not able to save the Earth Spirit. The reason this fight can get really scary for Team Liquid is that they're clustered up 3 heroes in the
Some smiles on Kuro there. He's like, we're winning. We're doing it, guys.
Having a giggle.
Having a giggle indeed. 10-6. Definitely by no means a massive advantage for Liquid, but a certain one at the least. Newbee still. Ovest Triple C trying to climb his way back up the ranks. U9 in terms of wider progression. Actually changed his mind. He did have the armlet queued up, but picked up the Sanj and is looking directly for the S and Y first.
Yep. I think he might feel like it's too difficult to use the armlet. There's so many things that are annoying. The Spirit Siphon, the Exorcism, the Wolves. Hard to toggle through all of this. Just goes for the stable. Common build nowadays is this mask into S&Y. And to me, it just seems like it's just a matter of time before Newbee find a good engage. If they get a good jump fairly soon, before Liquid build a big enough advantage, I still favor Newbee in teamfights. I think ease of execution is on their side. And the big hero to look out for Liquid is the Winter Wyvern. A key curse can change everything.
And here we go. They try to look to close the gap onto U9, but KP's actually going to be one that wants to jump in on the fight. The Global Silence used as well to make sure they get a clean pick off onto Miracle. They'll turn towards the Wyvern. GH will fall as well. And exactly as you just mentioned, Sin, Newbee having this opportunity to look for this perfect sort of fight, and when they get a duel and the Global Silence off, it's very easy for them to execute it.
Exactly, and they found the right target. So the one thing that is happening during all of this with Liquid winning fights is that they're 5-manning a lot, and this Death Prophet is not that high level and not that far. And
they're going to find some more as well.
Bonus pick.
More money into the bank for U9.
Striking back quickly. It's all a matter of getting the jump.
It really
for
is.
Newbee. They have a guaranteed kill every fight if they instant global. The Wyvern is a great counter pick to the Legion, but the Silencer in turn has been so far not that effective, but we see the potential of it right there if they get the jump. Their follow-up is so amazing on the Newbee side. We might see GH. I'm not sure if he's going to decide to switch out this Blink for another item so he can break global, because that is a really big problem for his team.
You'll set very close to being done for Miracles, so at the least DP will be able to save himself.
Unless he gets dueled, then he's just dead.
For sure.
If he's fast at reacting, if he has vision and they bait the Legion to jump in and he instant duels him, that could make an amazing fight for Liquid.
Absolutely. And then as soon as he comes down, getting the chance to instant silence.
Yep.
Definite ways that the Liquid can turn a bad initiation, but as we saw, Newbee can do it cleanly. It's very hard for Liquid to fight into.
Keeping up the pressure nicely here. They just lost the fight, but they still identify that they can claim this tier 2 bottom freely. Now, Newbee are in this awkward position in the game where they've had a couple of good fights. They have a decent amount of kills, but they haven't taken a tower. And they're struggling to push out these lanes because of this nation problem. Kaka, quick roll.
Yeah, can't quite get the connection onto Kaka. But we are seeing them and Timmerman doing a very good job of microing these walls and getting vision in places where Newbee don't quite expect Liquid to have.
Here comes the push. Once again, I think Newbee will be interested in fighting this global up in 5. They do not have Glyph, however. They need to go in fast, else it's over.
Let's see what the kind of jump they want to go for. They smoked up to close the gap. KP in immediately with the duel, and again, there's the combination. Duel into silence. They get one. They'll land the stun onto Matuma. They pick a second. The Aegis is popped. Liquid, can they save the Wolf Boy? They'll try and get themselves back in. GH does land the Winter's Curse. It'll be enough to buy Matuma Man some time to walk off, but they'll chase it down. SCCC and U9 looking for him. They'll try and cancel GH's TP. Won't be successful, but it doesn't matter for Newbee because they're getting the bigger kill. They'll find Matuma, bring him down as well. Aegis and 2 cores gone just like that, and again, it's just textbook performance from this dual global silence combination.
That was perfect timing. The Wyvern actually almost got a spell out, but immediate global once again. And Liquid, they lose the fight again. They're hemorrhaging a couple of kills, but they're taking objectives. They got the tower again. The bottom tier 3 is taking damage as well. And they use their Aegis.
At mid lane, they've just trapped U9 here with the shards of the roll in. Miracle ready to go. The silence lands onto 3. And with the Sprout splitting the fight up, forcing U9 and KP to run away from Kaka. It's impossible for Newbee to turn. They've just got to tuck their tails and run. But there's no way U9 gets himself away. Miracle siphons him down, finds the kill. And already 20 minutes in, this is really feeling like the game 3 we hoped it to be. In a lot of back and forth action, and both teams showing us how they can take a good fight. Yeah, it should be a solo for SCCC. Oh, unless he gets the Sprout like that, it doesn't matter. Okay, Remnant still there for SCCC. Held on to the 3rd for an exact situation like that. At 12-12, 20.5 minutes in, both teams fighting hard, and you can really feel it here. The single elimination bracket, Kiev Major.
Oh my, Miracle. He's a little bit careful with his positioning here. Global is on cooldown still, however. But yeah, Mind Control managed to get a great kill there on Kaka as well. I'm pretty sure we were following the other one on U9, but very nice kill to take down the Earth. Got a little bit too excited porting bottom. And By the way, mind control is really rich. He needs to be careful not to give away too many kills. We're seeing the fight here again. Excellent execution from Newbee.
And Matumba being brought down. The real big one. Newbee keeping themselves composed. Everything on the line here in this game. A little bit of a... I don't think he was rolling his eyes. But just, lubricating the eyeballs. As the pro players do. Have a good roll. It's good to do, lads. Everyone at home, make sure you do blink. You don't want to dry your eyes out. It's bad for your health.
We see Miracle now building in toward an Octarine core. I'm wondering if he will stop halfway to maybe consider a Ghost Scepter.
Okay.
Or if he wants to go for maybe a casual plate mail. This seems like a really big build-up for him. But at the same time, there's no obvious item that is just going to solve all his problems right now.
Look at this. These wolves are so good, aren't they, Sin?
They
just
are.
Having this invis kind of tracking capability that's very hard to deal with. We've seen Newbee starting to lay down multiple Sentry Wars to deal with this. But it just gives you so much information. And in a game where, for Newbee, it's all about getting the jump, this is only going to make it harder.
I think Matumba is the best player in the world at this with Lycan. Liquid were insane during, I believe it was a TI with Matumba Men's Lycan as well. Just gathering so much information with this hero.
I mean, how do you play? You kind of got to get a gem, really. You can't afford to just sentry up the whole map.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's one of the big advantages that this hero has. Oh, smoke from Liquid. This is a big moment. Everything is ready for both sides.
Yeah, Newbee can react.
Nature's Prophet ultimate. Oh, smoke's going to break.
Let's see who gets the jump. Kaka's already in the tree lines.
And they saw him now.
Yeah, they've got the ward on the high ground, so they will know that Liquid have come in for this movement. Newbee, do they want to try and jump in themselves? That's the question. Bring down one of the wolves. And Sigil will be sent over, so both teams are kind of realizing that either are going to get that perfect opportunity to jump.
Oh, a C-top. Mind control, it's going to walk away. Shadow bladed. And Newbee want to get information around Roshan, but this could cost them the wolves again.
Allowing Liquid to have this vision to set up any sort of play or jump that they can find. Chasing. But in terms of sort of long-range catch, it's a little harder for Liquid for sure. They need to have that opening with a shards or a good sprout. Mind control will sprout out the Sven. He's got the Quelling Blade in his backpack. He's got no way to cut through the trees. He's been surrounded. We'll get the chance to stun, but it doesn't matter. The exorcism there. The Winter's Curse. Oh, GH is beautiful. He catches 3 to silence the snowball. Force through for Liquid, and it's going to be a 4-5-man team wipe. Liquid are just stepping it up every game in this series, and that fight was one of the most beautiful ones we've seen so far today on the main stage, Sin. Absolutely perfect from everyone on Liquid.
You can get so much value out of Sprout. Sometimes it's amazing, and obviously at this point, the Sven is just punching himself in the head for having this Mithril Hammer, I believe it was, isn't it, in his inventory instead of the Quelling.
He looked in his backpack.
And he was like, oh, I made a horrible mistake. And this is such a big grab for Liquid. They get, I think that was, they got 5-man wipe, they got a tower, they got a buyback from Legion, and they will be able to set up for Roshan now as well.
That was absolutely insane.
Huge
and GH, that positioning he got himself into, you saw, being able to get the blink first. In situations like that where you can just transcend one kill into a team wipe, it's because of GH, getting there with the Winter's Curse onto the back lines. And then there's just so much AoE to follow through. The death prop is brilliant with the Winter's Curse. You're going to get this easy multi-man silence. They've basically got a pseudo global silence on their side, Liquid, and it's at a much less cooldown.
Just getting so much information. It's not only the wolves, it's also the Treants. Like it's hard for Newbee to catch a break here, make any sort of move. Liquid are just ready for it. We're going to see it again
here as well. I mean, as we mentioned, poor old U9, no way to cut his way out, and then GH is there. The shards as well, of course, from Kuro, contributing to bringing them all together for that initial connection. And there was no way that Newbee could play their way out of that sort of team fight. GH.
And that's, again,
one of the best Wyverns in the world.
Opposite of the previous game where we had a little bit of help a friend syndrome from Liquid early on. They could have cut the Sven there. I mean, like, that was a mistake, but it's a big core. It's tempting to try to help him there. They might be able to get slight chains, create the space they need to back away, maybe get a turnaround with Global. But Liquid, where they're in full force, they got the perfect jump. And they're building a big advantage now, 12,000 gold. Roche is up. should be theirs for the taking. They have way better information all the time than Newbee. Newbee sitting on one good Roche ward that they kind of have to play around. And Sven finally picking up this BKB could give them options. This means they have to put the Winter's Curse on him, or he will be able to go for plays. Obviously can ignore the curse during BKB on other targets.
And it means he's got a slot in his back, in his items for the quelling.
Very nice.
So that will not be
very
happening
necessary.
Definitely against these sort of sprouts from Mind Control.
And he's working on a Blink Dagger next. I think this is the exact correct choice. Even should have maybe considered buying it earlier, I'm not sure. It seems to be the case that Newbee just needs to get the jump, as we've seen before, but struggling to find the advantage simply because of all the scouting once again. Maybe a gem pickup now wouldn't be half bad for them, but who's going to buy it? They all want to make progress to the next item.
Just, how do you move around the map if you're Newbee? I mean, you do, but it's like a map hack. Liquid know everything.
And it's even difficult to smoke, not because the wolves see your smoke, but because they see so much of the map that if you have multiple heroes missing, it becomes pretty apparent for Liquid. Oh, not again, U9. They are eyeing him in mid with the wolves. Not going for it though. Finally, Newbee get their first tower of the game. 27 minutes in.
They are into the Roche pit. Can they get away with this? Taking it without Liquid knows it. It's very, very slow.
Way.
And yeah, with these wolves moving around, not a chance that Newbee can do anything like that. They can't go for the sneaky plays. They have to fight Liquid head on or manage to try and maintain these walls a little bit better. And talking about the wolf problem, Matuma Man going in, will be jeweled up, but the stun's there. Global Silence comes out in time, making sure that GH can't get through with the follow-up Winter's Curse. Matuma Man, though, still sitting on maximum health here. Boulder smash by Kaka as they try and hold him back. U9 goes in. Again, he's been sprouted. This time will cut his way out, but Mind Control's there with the wraparound. Lays down hard with the Silver Hedge hit and the Maelstrom that he's now picked up on the Nature's Prophet. And again, it's a big trade at the moment for Liquid. They'll catch Faith as well. Only losing Kuroki and picking up 2 from Newbee, including that big old kill on the Sven once again. The BKB not making the difference that Newbee would have hoped for.
And Newbee seems to be starting to show some nerves here. This duel was actually pretty damn good, but the global took a full second to come through. And yes, it prevented the curse, but GH already got off the cold embrace on the Lycan. So this entire duel effectively completely wasted as they don't have any damage to lay into him. And then once it ends and they have the global silence running, they don't find the key picks. They only get Kuroki, the Corsair fine and dandy, and Matumba Man full health. He's like, okay, the biggest counter you have to me in the fight was wasted. Let me just run at your heroes and kill you off. Liquid again. Bigger and bigger lead. Newbee have to be really crisp on this. If they finally get a duel, they finally get the opportunity, the global needs to be immediate. It needs to be instant during this duel, or it's just not happening. GH now with a full mechanism as well.
Oh, he's nearly got Guardian Greaves complete as well. 300 or so gold, and that will be in his pocket. And then even in that situation, if you duel the Global Silence with the Greaves Aura and the buff, it's very likely you still save the target.
Yeah, the Greaves are going to be a true game changer for him.
Yeah.
The problem that he had before is now going to disappear in a 250 gold. That's actually the biggest item pickup of the game, I feel like, when he gets these Greaves.
I mean, we've seen the plays that he's been able to pull out under pressure, and now having that comfort of the debuff. It's very scary. Matuma Man actually going to make his way up top with the ultimate form. And it's not just a push, but at this stage, the cooldown not too long to play around at all, and unlikely that Newbee are going to be able to find the chance to fight and pressure whilst it's unavailable. Bottom lane, Liquid may even find a bit of solo action. Kaka is pushing out the lane at the moment on his own, and may just be caught out here if GH spots him. Kaka's actually going to go for the play. They will be bringing SCCC across with the bots, but this could go bad for Liquid. Quick blink back by SCCC, making sure that he doesn't get silenced, and he will just leave Kaka for dead. So at the least, SCCC with the good realization after TPing out that this instantly was not the place he can be.
Yeah, had to get out of there immediately, and another kill going the way of Liquid. They still have about 2 minutes left on this nighttime. Of course, we actually haven't even talked about Howl the whole game.
Yeah,
I just realized.
For sure, it's a good spell. They
have nighttime, they have Aegis. Could be a possibility to think about Howl grounding.
Howl ground?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You bring out the best in me, Owen.
Yep. Out of multiple orifices.
Yeah, okay.
Bottom lane.
Toby Comet.
God damn it.
Well, let's see if Liquid are able to break high ground here. They are thinking about it at least. AC coming in. Yep. All right. It's a full commitment.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's see what Newbee can do to stop this. Up to the high ground. They try and go. The jewel's there, and there's the global silence. Can they bring down Miracle in time? Yes, they can. Huge amounts of burst. U9 just cleaving through them here with a God Strength. They managed to shut down 2. They've lost KP, but Newbee are holding. And it's a stronghold as well, and they're not quite done. The Dust connects onto Mind Control. Kaka, Royals walk the high ground, chains onto 2. There will be a snowball to find them sometime. Is it enough to get anyone out there? No, Mind Control's out and down. The third death for Liquid, and Newbee, they are not done yet. They'll move on for a fourth. Croaky trying with the Dukes, will dodge the roll, but the change there from SCCC, and Newbee, they hold. They cut Liquid down incredibly hard. 4 heroes hitting the deck. And Liquid maybe just getting a little too ahead of themselves there. It was straight up. They had the exorcism, but there just was not enough self-sustain to keep that DP alive. The global silence and the duel, no delay this time. Instantly a reaction.
Right, so I'm not sure which one of these things happened in the fight, but either Wyvern didn't have Greaves yet, or Wyvern was out of position, or the Greaves were on cooldown. One of those 3 things definitely happened here for GH, and it made the world of difference. If he gets Cold Embrace off there, the fight's completely different, or a Curse.
I mean, I believe what could have maybe happened is, again, he could have debuffed the first, but then a second instance of a silence came through. Maybe the Kaka caught him out.
Could have been, I didn't see, but regardless, he can't, oh, Kaka, speaking of him, he's going to get killed off by Matumba.
Absolutely, chopped down by the big wolf. Matumba turns up.
GH has to be really careful with his positioning out. He's been super good so far in this game, but if he comes in just a little bit too close and gets caught by anything, Sven's done.
Yep.
A silence from the Earth Spirit after Global, it's fight deciding. Liquid will be going straight away once again, it looks like. They want to get at least the tier 3, knowing now Global is on cooldown. There's an Earth Spirit dead. They still have Aegis. TP ulti is still available, actually. I guess it just came off cooldown again. Octarine plus...
Octarine doing magic.
Limit a lot of the cooldown, down to 110 seconds with that.
And
this is the harder hold, actually.
It is. Without your global, you are losing a big tool, but it is just 14 seconds. It's nearly back up. U9 actually going to get the connection straight up to Matumba Man. Jump in, Miracle out with the Exorcism. Siphon to force U9 back. They've managed to open up to the racks. Damage flying through hard from Matumba Man. The fortification comes out. Newbee, can they hold? Matumba Man still with that Aegis and PKB, of course. There's the jump in the duel. They'll get it onto Miracle. The silence comes back unavailable. They'll pop it out. They've managed to take down 2. The Aegis has popped as well. Newbee are holding. There'll be a snowball fall from Kuroki trying to finish off the kill onto the Legion. Will get KP, but they're going to lose 3. Matumba Man, PKB is trying to man up against Faith. The war cry slowing down his pursuit. Faith with the Ghost Scepter survives. They've lost 4 on Liquid. Matumba Man will get the melee racks. Can he get his way out of here? That's the question. And it looks like he has got the time. He runs out. Kaka looking for the change. The change slider fist combo from SCCC catches out Matumba, and Newbee will finish off Liquid. They lost the melee racks, but they hit back so damn hard. Liquid, they can't afford to make these plays anymore, Sin.
U9 super clutch in that play. The moment Global Silence comes out during the duel, he blinks on the backline and instant stuns the Wyvern, taking him completely out of the fight, killing him off solo. And again, this entire game is being played around Global Silence. It's the most important ability. Global Silence and Duel. Newbee, best fight from them the whole game, that one. So good coordination with everything. Instant Global and Duel. Catching off the Wyvern. Speaking of, very quick blink there from GH.
Quick blink.
And GH, I think, in that fight was super ready for it. He was so ready for with the Greaves that he might not have been paying attention to the Sven's movements. These fights are really chaotic. It's hard to follow through with everything here. Keep up with it. Miracle. He dies so quick.
I mean, that's the overall, though.
Instant dies every fight. Almost.
Surely you have to be worried for Liquid in that sense, because they've done that 3 times. That's the 3rd time it felt like they've gone for that push, and it's just cost them massively. You can't. I mean, Newbee, SCCC, and U9 are just going to start to scale up. Yep. And as the game goes on, is a Death Prophet and a Lycan really going to keep up with those 2?
I think this game gets really difficult for Liquid when it goes very late. I definitely agree with that. They still have a bit of a buffer. And they obviously did get the barracks, so
they did get the melee racks.
Not a complete disaster for them,
look at the gold swing.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money to pay for a melee racks.
It's not ideal by any means. I still think Newbee overall were the victors of the last 5 minutes, even though they lost the lane. Especially the gold coming in for, I would say, the Ember Spirit is getting really important. So what's happening now is that SCC is closing in on his level 25. He will have the Octarine coming up in 100 gold. Yep. And the amount of control that he can output is an issue for Liquid. They don't have much to fight with after the BKBs expire. They're going to get completely controlled by all of these stuns and silences and whatnot that Newbee can bring at them. So they have this short timing window with the 9-second BKB on the Furion and the 7-second BKB on the Lycan where they need to get the job done. I feel like once those BKBs are out, their team fight is just flat out weaker in almost every single aspect.
But then that's one thing that Liquid do have. There is potential to play this the Rat style. They've already done what they needed to. They've opened up the base, taken down that melee rack. There is an avenue of opportunity to get themselves in there. I mean, the question, Newbee's lineup, they do have, as you mentioned earlier, the Ember. Do you feel have they got enough to deal with Liquid if they do start to split up and really go heavy in with the split push?
I think Ember is a really key hero in that regard. He can do a lot of pushing on his own with fairly minimal risk in this game. If you look at the heroes he's facing, and especially the item build coming out from Mind Control. Until now, Mind Control can't control the Ember. But with this Orchid that he's building into maybe a full Bloodthorn, it could get a bit trickier for the Ember Spirit, who in this game has not gone for a Linken's.
There's no defensive items, potentially.
And there's a smoke now coming from Newbee. This is once again a big moment. Ember can connect on this mid wave. Needs to be careful not to TP. Okay, it's gone.
See what they can
Miracle
do with this.
getting rid of that.
High ground being marked by Kuroki. They'll spot out Unite. They know to get the
Kuro,
hell out of there. Kurome pairs like there's the jump though. Still Newbee will still find it. The global silence. Angel being popped. GH gets too close. The cleave just rips him down. They've lost the Winter Wyvern on the sidelines. Kuroki will find the kill onto the Earth Spirit. Matuma Man pops the ultimate of the BKB. Looks towards Unite. The Silver Edge from Mike Troll limiting the output of the Sven. They do find a third. Out in the tree line, KP will blink away, but Liquid managing to fight past that ultimate. The initiation not strong enough for Newbee. There'll be a buyback from SCCC. U9 has got buyback available, but there's no God strength. They're massively limited in what they can do here, Newbee, and Liquid are ready to abuse it straight down the mid. They'll clear down the tier 3. Newbee, what can they do with limited options here? SCCC with the jump forward, chains onto 2. Trying their best to hold Liquid away from picking up a second set of racks for the time being. It looks like it may just be enough with the Exorcism running out. Liquid will back. It's the Jewel. They come in. Can they protect Matuma Man? The Solar Crest. The Snowball. It may just be enough to protect you from this Jewel. They've got the lockdown on KP. KP's out. Matuma Man survives. This one's SCCC gets the Sun Fist out. They're falling low, but it doesn't matter. Unite's down. There's a dieback from Sven. A dieback from SCCC. And Liquid, they've definitely done it here, Sin. Both cores on Newbee down for 100 seconds. No way for them to get back in this game. GG is called, and Liquid are moving on.
Clearly Liquid's best game in this series.
What a turnaround from game 1 to game 3. This series has just been an upward spiral, and a sharp one as well for Liquid, because at the start it looked incredibly grim for them.
I really liked in this game how well Liquid played. I've said it a couple of times, the whole vision thing, but this last fight is all vision. Kuro superior positioning on the high ground, completely counters Kaka's attempt at engaging on him with the Earth Spirit. The Wolves in position once again. And Liquid, even though that fight GH died without getting curse off, he got the cold embrace off.
He got the cold embrace off again. These
enough.
Little windows, this all execution at the end of the day, and it was just that the execution from Liquid was that much tighter. They were able to find those tiny gaps in what Newbee were throwing them in terms of the silence, the Jewel, and then that last fight as well. Keeping Matuma Man alive, we saw the power of the Tusk with the Snowball. It's so hard then for Newbee to finish off the kill that they initiate upon. They only really could fight with Global Silence. Without it, they just didn't have a chance against Liquid's cohesion and team play. And Liquid, they are going to feel very, very happy with that victory, because this was not an easy best of 3 for them, Cinderin.
And it's really important for them, if they want to have any hopes of getting to top 4 or even the finals, that they start picking up some steam, because they've been looking really shaky. But it looked to me like the team grew a lot throughout this series. Like, they learned a lot from every game and figured out how, like, the team play just developed really, really quickly. And if they can keep this up, this game for me was really, really good execution from them going forward, and loved the picks, like I said. They might just be finding their style.
Death Prophet and Nature's Prophet. It's like we're a few TIs ago. This is something that's being proven to work again in this current day and age with this new meta, with the new patch kind of coming into these previous tournaments. Miracle DP is something you've got to be scared of. And GH Wyvern, as we kind of mentioned throughout the game, he really had an outstanding performance in this game for me.
Yeah, there's a couple of mistakes here and there individually, but overall they just outplayed Newbee this game, it felt like. They executed fights better. It's what it takes.
What a series we have there. Liquid taking the victory 2-1, knocking Newbee out of the competition. That's it from myself and Sin. Oh, I want to hear what the panel has to say about this one. And an incredible matchup between these two titans. Back to you, Paul.
Yes, thank you very much, ODPixel and Cinderin, for the commentary there. Team Liquid are your winners, the unlikely winners, perhaps, of our second round of 16 game. We're back with our panel members once more. Gods, where do we start with this? Because 10 minutes into the second game, this looked like a 2-0 to Newbee, and it's turned round on its head.
Just complete turnaround, completely different team from what we saw in game one.
Yeah.
Liquid, like group stage was, I think, a little bit shaky, but still not completely hopeless. But like when you see game one, start of game two, you're thinking like, man, all right, this Liquid team is done for. But
they're bipolar, this team.
Yep.
They really are.
Absolutely.
And when we did highlight their inconsistencies at the start of the series, and if you ever wanted a demonstration, I guess this entire series is a perfect example of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of the story of their group stage too. Some of the games they were just really good and played together, and this game was no different. In other games, it's like, what are they doing?
Had you quite frustrated at times?
The thing is, like, sometimes it's just like gut reflex. It's like, oh, we're gonna go in and help our team because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And then it just ends in disaster. Yeah. I guess it's good to have that kind of instinct, but sometimes. But when you keep losing it, it's like, man, do I trust my instinct for these?
I actually was talking to Conrad during this game. I was like, we're talking about brackets. Like, man, between this Liquid Newbee thing, we both changed like who we thought was going to win like 10 times last night on our bracket predictions. Because who knows?
Yeah,
which
it's
Liquid
one of the hardest
up.
ones, wasn't it, to predict? This
absolutely.
and probably the EG Thunderbirds game, maybe probably the two most difficult to pick out in the round of 16. What do you make of it?
Yep.
I thought Liquid played extremely well this game. I think Matumba Man had the best wolf control just for vision that I've seen in any pro game ever, honestly. There were so many times I was just watching the stream and Newbee were grouping up. Especially that one at the bottom tier 2. They were laying this trap. It was a very well-planned trap. They committed all their heroes, and then there's just this little wolf there. They're like, what do you do versus that? It's just such good vision.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the vision, because it was a massive difference in this particular game. It made such a difference to the team, didn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, the vision in all three games, I felt like the one thing that Liquid was extremely by far better at than Newbee at was fighting around their vision. In game 1, even though they lost, we saw them using the Haunt to get those good dooms off. In game 2, we saw them using the Haunt to jump on the Warlock. In this game, the wolves were everywhere. It might be a Matumba Man thing, but man, Liquid play really well around it.
It did indeed. We'll get more from all three of our panel members in just a moment, but we do have another addition to our broadcast team, of course. 1437, who's been conspicuous by his absence from the panel, and that's because he's busy with the Weatherman station.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So I got some people asking me about tempo and what it means to create tempo or control it or whatnot. So I got a couple of clips from Newbee that I think are a very good team at using this. So let's check out what we have over here. So in the first clip here, we have a Crystal Maiden and Juggernaut smoking up, going towards the bottom tower, meeting up with the Omni Knight, and it's 10 minutes, so the Shadow Fiend is about to pick up the Invis rune, and he takes it and goes back towards his jungle, posing as if he's going to go farm. And GH sees this, starts to run back towards bottom lane, thinking that they can take the fight down here. But in reality, the Shadow Fiend actually wrapped around after popping his Invis to come bottom to meet up with his teammates. Now the CM and Juggernaut pop their smoke onto the Doom, not really getting anything, but doesn't really matter because Liquid think is only a 3 versus 3. So the Shadow Fiend now with his Invis is going to wrap in to give vision for his Crystal Maiden. The Crystal Maiden gonna catch the Lion over here, and immediately Liquid understand that they cannot defend this tower anymore. So the Doom decides to TP to the top lane. By doing this, already Liquid are too late for the counterplay, and Newbee have already secured the bottom tower. So let's look at the second clip over here. In this clip, we have Shadow Fiend and we have a Tinker clearing out the mid wave, and now we're gonna see what this information given to Liquid, what they will do with it. So the Lion and the Tree decide that they're going to want to smoke up towards the top lane with this. Meanwhile, the Nyx has just placed a ward on the top lane so that Newbee can make a plan of action to go to this lane. So we're going to pause right here and take a look at the minimap. with the information given from the previous action that Newbee took on the bottom tower, this creep wave tells them that Liquid cannot be down here. Or if they are down here and they decide that they want to go for the tier 1 bottom, they have appropriate time to try and stop them. So what this means is that when Liquid is not showing anywhere else on the map, the only real place that they can make an action is on the top side of the map. And with the ward that Newbee have already placed there, they want to be on that side of the map so they can try and continue their snowball and momentum to try and take a tower. So here they decide to smoke up and intercept the play that Liquid want to make onto the top side of the map. So we're gonna keep going here, and now the scan comes out, it spots out Liquid, and Newbee understand that they just need to catch them here. Meanwhile, the Omni Knight playing safe, waiting for the smoke to come in and not dying. The Treant is gonna break the smoke, very good play on his end. The initiation fails onto Liquid, so they're gonna turn around, kill the Maiden. The Spectre Hunt comes out, Doom comes out onto the Shadow Fiend, and they're gonna start pursuing Newbee here. Meanwhile, Omni saving all of his allies, and they're going to kill the Treant, and now that the Doom is coming off the Shadow Fiend, they're capable of turning around and pursuing Liquid instead now. They spot the Tinker out, Tinker trying to bait in the Shadow Fiend for the kill, won't really get the kill here, and now the Nyx is on the hunt for the Tinker. He's going to get stunned up, and he's going to die instead. So from this play, with Newbee reading Liquid's action, they were able to stop Liquid's first move onto their own Omni Knight and their tower, and now creating their own tempo. 30 seconds from now, the Juggernaut's going to get his healing word again. They're going to heal up and try to take the enemy tier 1, while the Spectre and the Doom are on cooldown.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Teven. We've got Teven and Owie here as well, breaking down plays throughout the round of 16 and, of course, in the quarterfinals and future on. Gents, we need to decide an MVP. I think there was a little bit of discussion between Matumba Man and GH, but have you settled?
I personally really like Matumba Man. As I said, that was the best Wolf
Such an
control I've seen.
effective role that he played in that game, wasn't it?
It really was. I know Lycan's getting a lot more popularity, or we're starting to see it get more popular, but as far as great Lycan players go, Matumba Man has always been up there.
Yeah. I mean, Synderen said in the commentary gods that he's probably the best in the world. It's always tough when we say things like that, but I know that the crowds often then say, well, if you say top 3 or top 5, then you're kind of not committing. So we can't win either way, but Synderen says he's the best Lycan player in the world.
He was during last year.
Yeah.
Right now, it's hard to say who's the best Lycan player because Lycan's not in the meta, but it's coming back in the meta, so perhaps he'll kind of hold on to that title. Perhaps a new player like MP, who's been playing a lot, will take the title. But he was definitely the best Lycan player around like the epicenter last year when he was just dominant on the hero with Team Liquid.
And I think from this series too, we're seeing like two themes that if you don't have a tower hitter and if you don't have vision, your chances of winning are way, way lower. And I think teams have realized that for some time. It's like, oh, we can probably get away with it. But I think it was very apparent in this series that they had the MP and they had the Lycan. First 2 games, they had the Spectre Haunt, and Riki has been super popular. Treant Protector has been pretty good too. And all these heroes, they have the theme, either get vision or get a tower. One of those in your lineup is a must, it seems like, at this point.
Let's find out whether Matumba Man is the best Lycan player in the world. Maybe we can ask him right now because he's with Shiva.
Thank you so much, Paul. Indeed, sitting here with Matumba Man. First of all, congratulations. You won the series. It was a rough one, but you made it through. All good?
Yeah. I mean, not much to say.
All right. So game 1 was a rough one. You lost that game, and it looked like a rough loss. How did you spend your time in the break between game 1 and 2?
We just talked about their playstyle. It was very 5-manish. They didn't make much ganks on us, so we figured like, next time when we want to do these like 3-man plays on their towers, it's gonna be rainbow TP. Just don't go there. If you go there, go a 5-man. That was our talk. And then game 2 started very, very rough. We were like 0-8 or something. And we're like, shit, this might be it. But then 9K miracle, some side lays on the heroes, and GG.
Yeah, I mean that second game. First of all, there was some talk about you being outdrafted that game. Did you feel like you were, or how did it go for you?
I mean, we don't really think about it in the game because we're trying to find ways to win the game. But after the game, we can like analyze it that maybe the draft wasn't optimal. I'm not sure because I haven't looked into the game. Like you actually have to like put a lot of thought into the game before you can judge really like is this an outdraft or not.
And then indeed that second game there was a Roche fight, the crucial Roche fight, crucial buyback from Miracle, came back into the fight and basically helped turn that game around. Now I'm curious, a buyback like that, is that something that is just pure instinct from your teammates and from yourself, or is that something that is a shot that's being called?
Mostly pure instinct. It's very hard to like bank on like I'm gonna buy back and TP in and come back to the fight and own them. Only if you're playing Spectre and you bait them, they all jump you, use all cooldowns, and then you buy back on, and that's simple. But when you have a TA, it's a bit more trickier. You don't bank on it. You wanna like everybody has to think about their own jump. Like I'm gonna get this guy, I'm gonna orchid that guy, like doom that guy, and like just own them at the first time. You know, no buybacks.
All right, so Miracle was just him buying back and being there for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on your series. I know you're very tired, so I'm going to let you go. Paul, back to you.
Thanks very much, Shiva. Yes, Matthew, congratulations to him. Congratulations to his team as well. Team Liquid do advance onto the quarterfinals. Did not look likely halfway through the second game, that's for sure. What a turnaround Liquid have had. Gents, final thoughts on the series as a whole, Howie. Just a great turnaround from Liquid, but very, very sad for Newbee. I mean, you heard what the guys said at the start. They're not feeling it right now. They're not playing very well. It's yet another tournament that they've gone out without performing.
Well, hopefully this tournament will show them. Hopefully they learn from that series what it is that they need to improve on. I think I was happily surprised with Liquid. I had honestly sort of written them off a bit before this tournament, not because I don't think they're great players, but I didn't think the team was gelling well enough.
Sure.
But they impressed me, honestly. Game 3 was a very solid play, and I think that game demonstrated that their teamwork, when it goes very well.
Yeah. Gods, you mentioned it earlier on. Newbee in a little bit of a mess again at the end of a big tournament. They make the big tournaments, they don't do anything with them anymore. When is that going to run out? When are they going to start thinking, well, actually, maybe this isn't, maybe we need to make more changes? Because they've made plenty, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure. This team has stuck together for a while now. I hope they stick together for TI because I don't think any changes are necessarily going to improve their chances going into that TI season. But 2 majors in a row getting knocked out in the first round is really tough. And I think also the way they get knocked out, it's against a Liquid team who were a bit shaky, who they probably felt like they should have beaten previously. I mean, last major was against Adfinum, who did make that amazing run to the grand finals, but Newbee would have felt like that's a series they should have won. They were the favorites. They were the more consistent team. And I think what's hardest for Newbee is that they consistently play series against the top teams in China, against EG, in other tournaments.
They do well.
Third-party tournaments, they do well. They've beaten EG. They've beaten OG before. Like this is like, I don't know. They've just got this mental block when it comes to majors, and that's tough. It's hard to overcome that.
Ben, final thoughts?
I agree with a lot of what Parker said, and Jack told us that Kaka's nickname's like Nervous Bro, and he just jokes all the time. And someday he'll get over it, just like Adfinum did. But unfortunately, this was not his tournament.
Okay, thank you very much to all three of you. We are going to take a quick break right now and also give you more action from Sir Action Slacks because he's been busy with mischief yet again in Kiev. You can't stop this man. It's more Kundalini.
Gentlemen, welcome for another round of Kundalini. Last week, our winners, of course, won Digital Chaos. Well done.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, indeed. This week, your prize, as always, the highest stakes in our backroom Kundalini games, this cookie. Worth approximately 2 million Kiev monies. High stakes. Gentlemen, your cards. Let's play another game of Kundalini.
No, not at all, actually.
We will begin, as always, with the player that has the highest MMR. Who's that at the table? I forget. GH?
No.
I believe you have the highest MMR?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Why are you trying to cheat?
Stop
leaning back. What are you doing?
GH, begin, please. Kundalini starts right now for the cookie. Go ahead.
Okay. Wait, Maroon, don't show me your cards.
Don't show
me. Look at my cards.
Keep them
need
hidden,
to get
please.
in position for this.
All right.
Okay.
Ask for a player.
I'm looking for Miracle.
Does anyone have a miracle? A miracle card? Anyone? Oh. Discard your weakest card?
Wait.
Here's your replacement. Please discard your weakest player. Face up.
No offense or anything, but...
Can I steal my boy back?
No stealing back.
Who's that?
All right.
Who's that guy?
Don't be like that, guys. Come on now.
Harsh. No one at the table knows who that is. All right, good move. You're up. Jeez.
Why you gotta be like that?
Why you
Is
gotta
Miracle
be that
locked
way?
now for him or what?
All right,
Who's that?
you're up,
It's a
Dubo.
miracle.
Ask for a player.
So.
Oh yeah.
Getting good players in your like.
Do you guys have Saksa?
Saska. Saska. Anybody.
What does sucks? Oh, never mind.
What does he look like?
Never mind.
Is that a no?
Who is this guy?
Is that a Kundalini? Nobody? All right.
Kundalini,
First
boys.
Kundalini. This card is called 3-2-2. Kick the person most likely to throw. Everyone has to do it. Look at your hands and pick somebody most likely to throw. Put them in the center of the table. You have to get rid of.
So what if someone put the wrong card?
I'll be the judge of that. I'm the keeper of the cards. So you put the person in your hand most
Who is
likely
this
to
guy,
throw.
dude?
Face up,
XY, dude.
right
Stop
here. Face up.
Whatever.
Everyone puts face up.
Purge is most likely to throw. That's a good idea. Capitalist most likely to throw. I agree with that. Jack, you guys are just getting rid of talents. It's messed up.
You put an X1.
Face up, please.
Let's throw it.
This is not
You put himself. Oh, you put yourself as most likely to throw. A smart maneuver. And black. Did you get rid of 2, or is that
No,
one?
no.
All right. Black most likely to throw. All right, you all have new cards. Please. pick
Which
up your
one's
new
the card?
This one.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have only 4 cards.
No, you have one right there on the table.
Oh.
There you go. Well, now I know why you put yourself down. Okay, go ahead, sir. You're up.
Does anyone have Q?
Q. Looking for a Q.
He's aiming IG, guys. IG.
Is that no? No Q?
Kundalini.
Why are you showing him?
Something
You're
like
clearly showing him your text.
He's a Chinese guy, man.
Yeah.
It might be Q.
Let
me see if it's Q.
Jesus.
I don't think it's cute.
Give me.
Is that?
All right.
And I have to give him one.
You have to discard your weakest, and he gets a new one. Your weakest is me. That's great. The first card you discard. That's wonderful. Thank you, Bola. All right, you're up.
All right. Does anyone have a Anna?
Anna. Looking for an Anna. Girl, you're not holding your cards. Have you have them memorized already? What is
Yeah, I don't have Anna, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
Anna, anybody? Nope. All right. It looks like a Kundalini, boys. Here we go. This one's called DDoS attack. Discard a streamer from your hand. Everybody has to discard one. Discard a streamer.
Streamer?
Anyone who
right?
streams.
Face up,
Face up. Uh-oh. Don't cheat.
Fogged?
Fogged.
Ooh, you know who this guy is.
Yo, don't make me discard this guy, please.
I'm sorry, you have to?
No, this
He's the
guy
only one-
definitely streams, right?
Not as much. I'm sorry. You're
Okay.
gonna have to get rid of him. There you go. One no-tail gone. There you go. Rezo gone. Nice.
Fuck this kid.
Arteezy. Oh, that's a hurtful one. Answer mail. Harsh.
EG is gone.
All right, Matumbo, you're up. You can probably get rid of that one. This guy's probably no good.
It's definitely one of us.
His name's hard.
Okay.
He have himself, eh?
Can I have fly?
Fly. Anyone have
Yeah,
a
I got a fly here.
All right, there you go. Discard your weakest card. You get a new one.
Sir.
Okay. All right, Carl, you're up.
Right, can I have Misery?
Misery. We're looking for a misery. Anyone have a misery here? Oh! All right, discard one. You're only allowed 5. There you go. Oh my God. Okay. You're up again. GH.
Can I have a Boboka?
Baboka. Looking for a Baboka. No?
You have it. No, I don't.
So you have a Baboka?
No, I don't.
Let me see your cards.
You do.
Fine. Don't no cheating. Where's the Baboka, bro?
Eugene should have put the names on it.
No names? You guys should be able to know who you play against, for God's sakes. That's Kundalini, boys. Here we go. Twit longer. Discard the biggest whiner from your team. You have to discard the biggest whiner from your squad.
What is biggest whiner?
The biggest complainer.
But can I just...
complain?
Yep.
But like, how do you judge that?
How do you judge that? That's up to you.
I played with this guy in a pub.
Spartan is your biggest complainer.
Honestly, man, add Venom and let's get them out.
The ad Venom guys. Oh my god. Literally every ad Venom guy was just eliminated. And Jerax.
I played with this guy in a pub and all he did was whine.
And moved me under. All right, gentlemen, there is only one card remaining. So this one matters a lot. Kuro, what's in your hands? Get ready. Ask a good one or throw it for the final Kundalini. It's up to you.
Well, by any chance, Envy's not in the pool, right?
No. No, you can ask.
Hey, what am I supposed to do when we're stuck? Like, we can't get a complete team.
No, you have that. That's the best you have, Kuro. You're gonna have to make it work, or you could throw and hope for a good Kundalini. All right, ask for somebody that you don't think's in the deck. Then.
Can I just throw a card out?
No, please don't. That's not the game.
All right. Does anyone have Brazilian carry player HFN?
HFN. Does anyone have HFN? Boba? No. Okay. That's a final Kundalini. The last Kundalini is the effing mad. Discard your most overrated player and explain why to me. Kuro, this is only for you. You have to discard your most overrated player and explain to me why. I'm really sorry about this. You got a bad Kundalini, my friend. So please.
Overrated.
The most overrated player in your hand. Oh God! I'm so sorry.
It's not looking good, guys. Well,
Go for the memes.
I don't want to get rid of these four. I need them. When I discard this, I'm only left with four cards, right?
Well, you got your replacement right here in my hands.
Okay.
It's the last card, so you have to get rid of him.
Well, okay.
Who is that?
This sucks.
Why is he the most overrated player?
He's actually the most underrated player.
That's not.
But,
you failed the Kundalini. I understand though. Seeing your deck, I understand. There's your final card, and that will be it. We are out of cards. Everyone, please put your cards down on the table.
I don't win.
You'll now have to explain why you have the best team. We'll be starting off here with Mr. Mace. Best team. Why? Explain each one of your people.
I mean, so bad. You know, Fear's just a great captain, great carry player, so he's definitely the MVP of this team. And then we got this guy, which is a European player. I don't know his name, but he's really good too, I think.
Right? Perfect.
You know, Nuts. This guy's competed at a lot of lands. You know, he's just a veteran support player. You got Paparazzi here, 9K. He won the solo mid tournament, right?
You did.
Yeah, this guy's an MVP too. And then we got Shadow, TI winner. You know, this is a stacked team. I don't think anyone can beat it.
It's pretty stacked. All right, Boba, who do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I got the captain of the best team at DAC. I got half of DK.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Great explanation. Great explanation.
I got the best European or Russian carry player by far, and I got the star of OG in the mid. So you know, these are the two supports.
Yep.
This guy's the off laner. And then this guy's the mid. And Ramsey's actually used to play off lane.
Hey, there you go. All right. Things are looking pretty hard, dude. What do you got for
rules
us?
and everything?
Do you have a good team? Come on, you can't say that. People are sitting at the table on your team. Please.
How come there's two ice?
There's two ice. There's a lot of ice in Dota. I know. We got confused. All right.
So I have
Google, please.
TI winner.
TI winner. Done.
And then top 6 carry player in TI 6. And I have a great OG number 4.
Okay.
He's on EG now though, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's close enough.
He won maybe like 2 major, right?
Yeah.
And then I have a Crow, one of the best captain in the world. He made Liquid. And then I have a Jai God. I heard the Secret and EG both want to take Jai.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they fought for Jai.
Zai is God. True. GH, what do we got here, buddy?
I mean, the pictures speak for themselves.
I think so.
Look at this guy.
Wow, Merlini. You have Merlini. Yeah, I think you've lost, but continue. Keep going.
I've got one of the best position 4s. Who's that? Lil.
We got Lil.
This guy.
We've got a Miracle. We got an S4. Oh.
And
I thought it was a shadow, but I'm not sure who it is now.
It's fine. I'm pretty sure that's Shadow. I think you're in good shape.
Is he?
Isn't this?
Let me see. It looks like some caster.
That's definitely not a caster. That would be Shadow. Well done. That's a pretty strong team. I don't know. I'm liking Mason so far. But Kuro, what do we got here?
Well, I think
this is a stack. Oh,
I
shit.
think I got the strongest team here. I mean, we got the former major champions Team Secret, the former Team Secret team.
Oh!
And since we're at the major, you know, they're all defending their title.
Oh!
And we got this guy.
Who is that?
He's playing their carry. I think it's a Wings Gaming player.
All right. So all of Secret and this guy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Matoma, you've been talking a lot about your team. You've been hyping it up. Explain it to me.
I mean, I got the new kid in the block, GH.
Got the GH. It's pretty good.
9 KMMR support.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got the best captain in the world, Fly.
That's a little harsh to say here at this table, but all right.
It's okay, man.
Then I got some Bulgarian guy here.
Oh yeah, you just are trying to build Team Liquid. That's pretty
I
much.
heard it is pretty good at all. And then obviously star of the team here, the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Best carry player.
Of course, Matumbo Man, a good one. And then SC is going to be joining Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This crazy ass mid player.
Yeah? You like him? You think he's got the carry? All right. Good stuff. Gentlemen, the time has come for honor. You're not allowed to vote for yourself. Everyone raise your finger. And on the count of 3...
Wait, can we get like 10 seconds?
Yeah, get some time. Think it over. I didn't know you were taking this so seriously. Thank you, Gene. You're the only one. For the cookie, gentlemen, raise those fingers and get ready to point on the count of 3 to the person that you think. All right, you don't have to eat the cookie. Fingers raised, please. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Point at the best team. Go. We're just looking for one vote. Oh, that's... I see one double here. I think that's it. Kuro, I think you're the winner. Congratulations, you've assembled the
We
best
both
team.
putting a
No,
duo.
What?
Dubu and Kuro
Dubu and
have
Kuro.
two each.
Oh, shit. All right, it's time for our tiebreaker. Gentlemen, cards up. This will decide it. Cards up, please. Take your decks. It's rare that we have a tiebreaker. You have to do one more Kundalini. This one... Oh, I thought we took this one out for this. I apologize. This one is called Boba Coach. If Boba is in your hand, you lose. But that's not... I apologize for that one. The fuck? I'm sorry. We thought we took that one out. All right. This one is called Team Liquid at Boston Major. Well, that's also unfortunate. If you have any members of Team Liquid, you have to discard them. So, I apologize. Gentlemen, anyone have a... Oh, okay, that's it. I'm sorry. Kuro, you won. You won Kundalini. My apologies on that unfortunate
Discarded
card.
me.
Discarded Kuro. Congratulations, you get the cookie.
No, it's a suspicious cookie.
No, that's a good cookie. You'll enjoy it. Thank you.
He has to eat it, right? On the camera.
Back? No, he doesn't have to eat it. Fine. Thank you, gentlemen. Another game of Kundalini 1. Another millions in prizes. Well done, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Really is a beautiful city. Welcome to the Kiev Major. We've had 2 of our series already today. Of the 4 that we're going to be bringing you, 2 more to come, and we'll move through the round of 16 with the next matchup in around about 5 minutes' time. Before we get there, though, we'll catch up with our panel. We'll also discuss where we are in the tournament right now, so if you don't want to know the results so far, you might want to look away for a few minutes while we discuss them. First of all, let's introduce you to our panel. We've got Gods, Malini, and Tebin's come back to join us as well. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah? Enjoy your weatherman segment?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. You guys were having a lot of fun yesterday practicing with that.
Yes, but once you're up there, it's quite intimidating, I must say.
It's a little bit different, is it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean...
Newfound respect for Purge?
Definitely. I mean, his execution is flawless,
yeah.
I would say, and...
You did well. I thought it was good. I mean, it's always interesting listening to the pros, the current pros, because we kind of get something from you that we just don't get from anyone else.
Right. Well, it's not my expertise, but no, I'm always down to try something new.
Yeah.
So
try and help some of us 2K scrubs.
Maybe not 2K scrubs. Maybe like 4K, 5Ks.
Yeah. Okay.
You're beyond top ball.
Right, fine. I just got sat down by Teeman on that one. Let's show you the bracket where we are right now in the round of 16. We've had 2 series already, and of course earlier on today, if you missed it, it was a terrific display in the opening game by IG. But I tell you what, Mouse Sports came back in that game brilliantly and made it a bit of a match. It looked at one point like they were going to get rolled over, but the Boston Major runners-up did depart the tournament, IG moving on. They don't, however, face another Chinese team because, unlike the first game, the second game did provide us with a comeback. Team Liquid coming back after losing the opening game, and after the first 10 minutes, looked like they were going to lose the second one as well. Team Liquid made of sterner stuff, though, as they reached the quarterfinals here in Kiev. We'll move on, of course, very shortly, and we'll be moving on to DC versus VGJ. Very interesting matchup, but before we get there, why don't we just discuss where we are in the tournament, thoughts so far from our panel members, and who they might think might be lifting the trophy come Sunday evening. Gods, we've had group stages, we've had a couple of games now already, a couple of series today. Has anything changed your mind from when you first picked a winner before the group stage?
I no longer feel confident that IG are like a front runner for the title. I think coming into this tournament, I was like, yeah, IG or OG.
Yep.
One of those 2 teams most likely win. Having seen IG, I think teams are starting to figure them out a bit more.
They look a bit ordinary now, don't they? Whereas they
they're still winning.
Before. They're still great, but
yeah.
I mean, and we did argue yesterday. Maybe that's a sign of a championship team. Is they can still win when they're not playing particularly well.
Yeah, but it's still a case where they're going to, with single elimination, they're going to meet some tougher opponents further on in the bracket. They're going to have a really volatile matchup against Liquid in a couple of days. So it's a very unforgiving format, and that's where, yeah, they've managed to win once while they may be slightly underperforming, but can they keep doing that? And I think they are going to have to play better moving forward.
Steven, what do you think? Have you got a firm favourite now? Has someone really risen to the top and you're like, yeah, these guys are going to win this?
Well, I watched some replays last night, and the team I actually like the most is VP. Right now, like after seeing all the teams play. But one thing to mention is we saw today Newbee versus Liquid. Game 1, Newbee were looking really strong, and then going into Game 2, they're still destroying. But you know, they make a few mistakes here and there, and just like the pressure is starting to show now. Like I think IG is also one of those things where they come into this tournament as favorites, and sometimes you don't want to be the favorites going into a tournament. When OG were going into the Boston Major, no one thought that they were the favorites. Everyone thought VP was the favorites, and look where they ended, and look where OG ended, right?
Yeah. Seems to be a common theme, Ben, doesn't it? This whole going into a tournament. When we all the way back to TI5 Secret had won, I think 6 or 7 big tournaments in a row. Everyone was like, well, it's about who finishes second here because Secret are just going to wipe the floor with it. Crash out, burn, they're gone. Same thing with the Frankfurt Major. OG were not on the radar, win it, then they come back, then they're favourites, then they don't win it. Seems to be favourites is a curse.
Probably. I like to ask Steven about it, though, because if like Secret wins like 5 tournaments in a row, when you scrim, is everyone like trying to use kind of what they do, or at least their similar playstyle?
All right, well.
You've got 10 seconds, by the way.
I got 10 seconds. I'm going to tell you that I think nobody really knew. Secret never scrimmed once. During the time, no, listen.
Secret is
during the time
hold that
we
thought.
won all those
We'll
lands.
talk more in a minute. Let's head over to Kiev for the introduction of your 2 teams in our next round of 16.